Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you know how I do it. Yes, I have to invite everyone in. Listen, if you've been hanging out with us, listening to the podcast, watching the podcast over there in the comments, having a good time, getting your kiki on, and you still hadn't subscribed, what are you waiting on? It is so easy. All you have to do is go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, that beast, that algorithm. I'm telling you, whoo, it's on my nerves, y'all, but I refuse to give up. I will be on top again. So y'all keep those thumbs up coming. Also, I want to thank all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all always do such a great job. And I appreciate y'all so very much because it really, really helps the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for doing that because I know it's not fun. I know it's not, but thank you. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, that is so easy as well. Look down there. It should be somewhere at the bottom of your screen. That is the super thanks button. Click it. And if you choose to donate to the channel, all donations to the channel is always, always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some super thanks and we do have shout outs. And first up is my girl, Annette Sweat. Annette has been with me since the beginning. She saw something in me when nobody else did. She is one of the original ride or dies, ride or dies. Yes, she is. She is always coming through with her support. She's always in the comments. She is always here, and I appreciate her so very much. I am so thankful for Annette. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Annette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And my girl, faithful, Eulette came through. Yes, she did. Eulette is just so unbelievable, so kind, so wonderful with her support. I appreciate it so very much. Eulette is just special, and I am so thankful for her. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Eulette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for riding so hard for the read. And Jennifer Clark came through. Yes, she did. My girl Jennifer, she came through too. Jennifer has been with me a long time too. She absolutely was there in the beginning as well. She saw something in me when nobody else did. She did, and she has been riding with me ever since. Jennifer is the kindest, the sweetest. She is just everything. And I appreciate her so very much. She makes my day when I go in the comments and I see Jennifer saying good morning or anything. I am always happy to see Jennifer. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And Angel Earth came through. Yes, Angel Earth has been with me for a minute as well. She is always, always supporting. She is the best of the best of the best. And she is an angel on earth. She is. And I am so thankful that she is a part of this community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Angel Earth. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And Kevin Slims came through. Yes, my guy Kevin Slims came through. Yes, he did. He is just everything. He is quiet sometimes, and then Sometimes he's in those comments just absolutely making me laugh. Yes, he is so funny and he is so witty and he is so smart. He is just everything. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And guess what, y'all? Tell Nellie came through. She did. I have been missing Tell Nellie. Yes, she has not been with us for a minute. She says she has been off of YouTube, and I hope she is back because I missed her. Tell Nellie used to be all in the comments all the time and just absolutely dropping so much knowledge and so funny and so kind and just so wonderful. So I am so happy that she came through, and I just hope that she is going to be able to be with us from now on because we miss her. We be missing her when she's not here. So tell Nellie, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. We miss you when you're not here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I want to give another quick shout out to Annette Sweat, to Eulette, to Jennifer Clark, to Angel Earth, to Kevin Slims, and Tell Nelly. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best of the best of the best. Y'all really are. And I appreciate y'all so very much. Y'all don't have to do what you do, but you do it anyway. And it means so much. And I appreciate it so very much. I know how lucky I am to have people like you as a part of this community. It is just amazing. And I am so, so grateful and so thankful. So thank y'all again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, they are smoking hot. Yes, they are hot, hot, hot. And why? Because it was a new article dropped in the Daily Fail from the journalist A.N. Wilson, and let me tell you, he dropped it like it was hot on that family over there. I have never saw a person from over there across the pond who called themselves a journalist come for that family like A.N. Wilson has come for that family. He came for them. I mean, he pulled no punches. He did not. And he did not bring up Harry and Meghan. No, he didn't. He did not bring up Harry and Meghan. He just came for them and let it be exactly that. And we're going to go through it. It is delicious. It is. And it is nothing except the truth. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything he says in this article, but whoo, it's smoking hot. I'm telling you, I bet that Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace is absolutely shaking in their boots because we are getting more and more articles like this because they know they can absolutely say what needs to be said. They don't have to be scared anymore. They don't have to be because at the end of the day, what is it that that family can do to someone who decide that they don't want to follow the invisible contract anymore? Withhold access? Is that what they're holding over their heads now? Well, these flying monkeys don't care about access anymore because they're losing money. They're losing money with the access that you are giving them. You're boring. You're not paying their rent anymore. So they don't care about having access anymore because it's not paying off for them. It's not. Nobody cares about Willie and Kitty. That used to be the big draw right there, Willie and Kitty. And now Willie and Kitty can't draw flies. And we all know how everybody feels about Charles and his horse. So, yeah, I think this is why we're getting more articles like this because people are not showing deference anymore. Why should they? And that's the reason why I feel A.M. Wilson feels emboldened to bring as much smoke as he's bringing in this article today. And like I said, we are going to discuss it. And I'll tell you what else we're going to discuss. All the smoke that the squatties are bringing to kids. Yes, the squatties are bringing smoke to Kitty. I have been wanting to tell this tale for 2 days and I have not been able to fit it into my podcast, but I said I'm fitting it in this podcast because this is just too delicious. I'm telling you, the squatties were on one. They had nothing but smoke for Kitty and it is hilarious. And we're going to talk about that as well. And we're going to talk about Eugenie and Beatrice. It's some new news has come out about their fall from grace. And we're going to talk about that as well. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. And y'all know we have a few other little things we're going to talk about. Little things I always have, just little tidbits. And we're going to do that. So, listen, y'all lock in. Understand that I'm not going to keep you long, but I promise you I will keep you entertained. So I'm going to start with this right here. And this particular squatty is posting about this article that I was talking about from A.N. Wilson. And I must say, when I saw this post, I said, I am so intrigued. I have to find this particular article. Well, one of the squatties posted the archive link, and I was so happy. But this is what this squatty said that intrigued me so much about this article. The title of the article is The Royals' Revolting Greed and Entitlement. Gross expenses claims from foreign jaunts you pay for, the grotesque wealth of Edward, Anne, and Sophie, and the millions pouring into William's pockets. Revealed by A.N. Wilson. Now you tell me that right there is not delicious. When I saw this, I said, I got to read it. I got to read it. And the squatty that posted this said, whoa, this is from the Daily Mail. If the UK media and tabloids were to do their jobs, if they were ever to tell the truth to and for the people, the audience who actually finance their lifestyle, instead of perpetual propaganda, the monarchy would crumble within a month. Where is the lie? Where is it? Because the truth will absolutely destroy them. They have gotten away with so much. It is so much buried. And to see those rags over there finally starting to come out with just a little of it. I mean, the tip of the iceberg. And I am loving this. I am, because we know how many bones that have been buried. It is so many bones that has been buried. It's so many bodies that have been buried. And y'all know they are saying some literal bodies have been buried when it comes to this family over there. So yeah, it is a lot to be told. And I'm just happy that they're starting to do exactly that. Tell some of it. I love it, y'all. I love it. And y'all, let's get into this article. I have already read the title of it, so I'm just going to get into the article. And it says the British monarchy is in an abject crisis. They're calling it a crisis. They are. It says whether it survives depends on whether the king and the Prince of Wales and other members of the royal family can grasp the significance of what has happened. This is not just a story about a black sheep of a family, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, getting into terrible trouble. Serialized in this paper, Andrew Lowry's excellent book entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York exposed the entitlement that lies at the heart of this tragedy. Entitlement not only to the greater privilege even than the richest of the world's super rich, but also the undisputed privacy. The story of our royal family through the ages has often been one of lechery and greed and skullduggery of all kinds. Not skullduggery, lechery and skullduggery. And don't forget greed. It says, but of course, especially for the past 2 centuries or so, the polite and British thing to do was to turn a blind eye. Not anymore. Last year, the Labour peer Lloyd Folks tabled questions in Parliament about Andrew's career as an international trade envoy. He thought it was inappropriate given the former prince's friendship with J.E. and his association with a whole list of dodgy sheiks and Eastern European politicians and business magnates that questions should be asked. And I agree with that, but they tabled it. All I can say is bring that one back around. And when you question people about dodgy sheiks, make sure you bring in Willie. Yes, because we know his dodgy sheik because we know his dodgy sheik that he loves to associate with loves to torture women. Yes, this is the one that is one of the founding partners of Earthflock. Yes, yes, yes. Bring that one back around and make sure Willie is brought in for questioning. I'm just saying, because he is just as bad as Andrew. We know they all have been doing all of these dodgy things for a long time. And like A.N. Wilson is saying, they did not want to talk about it. They did not want to bring it up. They thought it was inappropriate. Well, those times are over, according to A.N. Wilson, and I agree with him 1000%. And it says, but no, Lloyd Folks was told that he was not allowed to ask personal questions in the House of Lords about members of the royal family. It just was not done. Well, Bob Dylan sings a song called Times They Are Changing. And all I can say is times they are a changing. They are. And I am loving it, y'all. And this article only gets better and better. Listen to this. It says a Victorian journalist warned against letting too much sunlight in on the magic of royalty. Ever since that has been the dominant idea of the monarchy in this country. But the downfall of Andrew has blown it sky high. Now the searchlight of the world's media and the social media is scorching down on the House of Windsor, and many see no magic at all, only greed. Ooh, squatties have been saying this forever. Forever we have been saying this. It's no magic there, only greed. It says, sadly, the more the story is examined, the more we shall realize that Andrew might not just be a nasty bit of work, but that his sense of entitlement is something he shares with his siblings and family, and the majority of whom seem to think that they are entitled to live a life O'Reilly at our expense. They getting tired now. Ain't no magic no more, so they don't want to pay no more. I love it. And who does this family have to blame? Who? Let's look around. Let's look up under the bed. Let's go look in the trunk of the car. We don't have to look far. It is them. They have only themselves to blame, starting with the head of the fish, because we all know a fish rots from the head. Yes, and that would be Charles the Third. Yes, he started this with his side piece, wanting her to be queen. If Diana was sitting on the throne next to him, it would be a whole different story, but he couldn't stand her, his pettiness, his jealousy, his small little D energy could not handle a strong, popular, beautiful woman. They couldn't. And so what did they do? They go and get a horse. And then you expect people to really be fascinated with a horse? A real, not a real horse, but a horse? Come on now. Yes, yes, yes. Their downfall is themselves. And then it goes on and says, we have yet to know why Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, for example, only pay a peppercorn rent for living in the enormous Batshot Park. Y'all know I said this in my last podcast. I said, who would want to be a part of that family? Why would Harry and Meghan want to come back? Harry and Meghan have their own place. They worked and they bought their own house. They don't have to worry about anybody worrying about their rent or their house payment. It's theirs. And I said at the time, go back and rerun that beautiful being footage of my last podcast. I said, Sophie and Edward are just absolutely balancing on a hair of a dog, because if they make one wrong move, Bagshot Park will be snatched right from under them. I said that just in my last podcast, and here it is. They are starting to advocate for that. Exactly. I love it for them. I do. I love it for Edward. And I love, love, love it for Sophie, because I remember how Sophie was giving Megan the side eye. They were on their high horse back then at the Queen's funeral. I mean, all in the Queen's jewelry. You could not tell all of that covenant of witches, anything. They really thought they had life by its tail at that time. Yes, they really thought that they had something on Megan. Now look at them. Yes, I love it, y'all. It is so delicious. It goes on and says, Andrew and Fergie was living in a 30-bedroom mansion, Royal Lodge, largely on our dime. But this was never made clear until the JE scandal blew up. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It was clear y'all just did not want to report on it. You cannot tell me this is all brand new for y'all. They trying to pretend like it's all brand new, but it's not all brand new. They've been knowing all of this because we've been knowing all of this. We're squatties and we don't have as much information as they do. You know, we're not privy to inside sources or anything like that. But common sense and just watching how these people were moving, we knew this. But they want to be all brand new. Okay, okay. And listen, not only did he drag all of the living grifters in that family, he decided to reach all the way back to what's love got to do with it and snatch the wig of the queen. Yes, he did. Not only the queen, but Prince Philip as well. Listen to this. It says, about 20 years ago, when I was working for another newspaper, our editor's brother in law, who was a diplomat in the Foreign Office, got the first appointment as a foreign ambassador. The Queen and Prince Philip embarked on a 3-day visit to the country concerned. The Queen, by most people's calculation, was one of the richest women in the world. She used to buy racehorses compulsively, the way some of you might buy a bar of chocolate. Yet, when they had to return home, the ambassador was astonished to receive claims for expenses for their visit. And they're saying that the Queen and Philip charged everything. I mean, from suits to shirts to you name it. And it racked up at the time, back in what, the 60s, 70s or somewhere like that. That was really, really expensive. They're saying it was in the tens of thousands. It says the ambassador tried to question it, but he was told by someone in the Foreign Office they do this wherever they go because although the money they receive from the civil list is public property, their expenses when travels go out through the Foreign Office and is never listed and never questioned. Yes, the Queen and Prince Philip were grifters. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Who is really surprised by this? I'll tell you what I'm surprised by. I am surprised that he included this story in this article to show the Queen was a grifter too. Prince Philip was a grifter. They have grifted off of the United Kingdom forever. They are a parasite. They are a leech. And this is what he is saying. It even goes back as far as the Queen when she was on the throne. She charged the public purse for everything. I just love this. I love it. Come on through now. He talked about Peter Phillips. He talked about Zara, how they live on Anne's huge estate. And he said that the Queen purchased that estate for Anne when Anne got married. So Anne's estate is not part of the Crown estate. It's privately owned by Anne. But he also said nobody knows how much is spent for the upkeep. Now, it's a privately owned home, but the upkeep is footed by the taxpayer. It is a 500-acre estate. 500 acres. And she and her husband, Sir Timothy, and her daughter Zara, her racist meathead husband who is out here wearing a Make England Great Again hat, and he's grifting off the taxpayer. The nerve, the shame, how pathetic this human being is. He doesn't have his own place. He's living off of his mother-in-law, and he has the nerve to sit up and flaunt his racism. But I digress on that point because I could be here all night. But also Peter Phillips, his children, all of them live on this 500-acre estate, and the upkeep is being charged to the taxpayer. What y'all think about that? Yes, very, very interesting. It says it was Jacob Rees-Mogg who said that Andrew's saga was a crisis for the monarchy because our monarchy depends on being held in affection. He's correct. Although the late queen seemed to be a shy, rather stiff person, she had, by the end of her reign, won huge public affection as well as respect. That was in part because she and her family were spared too much aggressive scrutiny when it came to their finances, though not necessarily their personal lives. Exactly. When the queen was alive, they had protection. He goes on and says, now that the curtains have been ripped away, now that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been paraded on the front pages of all the newspapers in the world as someone who has very definitely has questions to answer, where does it leave the public's affection for the other royals? It says their immunity is gone and the full extent of royal greed is just beginning to emerge. Woo! Those folks are in trouble and they absolutely deserve all the smoke that A.N. Wilson is bringing. Do they not? They absolutely do. I love it. I love it. And he goes in talking about the Lancaster, what is it, the Duchy of Lancaster and the Duchy of Cornwall. That is not private money, that's public money, and they want to know how much money is being made. We all know that William, he would not even disclose how much of the income from the Duchy of Cornwall was paid in taxes. He did not want to disclose that. He is even more secretive than Charles was with his finances. He is, and they are not having it. They are tired. It says they want details on how the sovereign grant is spent also be made public. The press and parliament should be allowed to ask questions of the royals in just the same way they ask questions of everyone else. The smoke, the smoke, and he is absolutely right. They have gone for so long, absolutely running this con on the British public. I mean, this is nothing but a grift, saying that you're somehow better because you slipped out of a certain birth canal. And they are supposed to give you their tax money so you can ride around in helicopters and wear designer clothes and stay in mansions and palaces. And you're dumb as a rock? I cannot. And you're going to be the head of the government no matter what because you were born into it, not because you earned it. I mean, it is crazy to me. It is so crazy. They have gotten away with this grift for so long, but it's starting to come to an end. This article is Chef's Kiss. I ate it up with 2 spoons. It was delicious. And this squatty posted that same article and said, finally, some honest reporting on the British royal family. I'm taking bets on how long before it's scrubbed from the internet and a Harry and Meghan is bad article replaced it. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I would not doubt it. But I'm starting to think, they are growing some courage over there. They are. So I don't know if it's going to be scrubbed or not. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But we will see. We will see. This squatty posted that same article and said, wow, that's brutal. It was brutal. He went in, didn't he? He said he had time today and he served up nothing but smoke for that family over there. It was delicious. This squatty said, OMG, this is brilliant. I can't believe this is being written. Wow. They dare to go in on William too. Yes, he did. And he did not stutter or stall. He absolutely went in with his full chest. He did. And this squatty said, William is not delivering the juicy stories. Royal reporters are bored with the same old waving, smiling, and heavily airbrushed pictures of, say, Kate. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? They are boring. They're boring. We all know Chris Ship sat up there with his legs crossed on that show of his and said just that Megan had that magic, saying pretty much that the other ones don't, saying they miss it. Yeah, I love it for them. I do. And this what he said, these articles are nothing more than an attempt at blackmail. Either you find a way to bring the Sussexes back because we're losing money, or we'll turn against you. What do y'all think about that point of view? It kind of rings true, doesn't it? But what they don't seem to understand is that it's too much water has gone under the bridge for Harry and Meghan. Why would Harry and Meghan return to a gilded cage after being free? It makes no sense. They still are under the influence of delusional thinking. They are still gaslit, thinking that somehow that institution would be an attractive thing for Harry and Meghan. Why? Why would they ever want to return? It makes no sense, but here they are trying to, in this squattie's opinion, blackmail the left behinds in order to get them to somehow reconcile with Harry and Meghan and bring them back. All I can say to that is good luck. And I want to switch gears because A.N. Wilson had time for that family over there. Looks like the squatties had time for Kate. Kate went out on her last engagement, and I am telling you, the squatties went in. And what they went in about was the pictures that came out of the engagement. Now, the Getty pictures was not kind to Kate. They wasn't. And Squatties absolutely had some thoughts. They did. They had some thoughts about it. And I'm going to put this up. This Squatty said, did Chris Getty Jackson stop editing Kate Middleton's pictures after his wife stopped working for her? Y'all know that Chris Jackson is the one that takes all of the pictures for Getty, at least of the royal family. And he was married to Kate's, I guess you could call her stylist and good friend. Well, we all know the story behind that and how she kind of, got a little loose with her Instagram, and we found out that they were all following all of Meghan's friends, Meghan, anybody that was associated with Meghan, they were following them. They were. They absolutely was single white femaling Meghan, just absolutely stalking her and all of her friends. I can't. But this squatty posted this and said, Deaf, something has happened. They haven't even edited out Kitty's whiskers. Yes, Kitty Cat has whiskers. Let's look, because it is so true. I cannot believe that Kate has as much privilege and access to just anything and everything she could want in the beauty realm. And she is showing up at engagements with chin whiskers. Woo! I can't, y'all. I cannot. And this squatty posted a close-up picture of Kitty, and as you can see, at her chin is her chin hairs. And this squatty just said, Lord, look at Kitty. Look at Kitty. Kitty absolutely is looking horrible. Horrible. And I believe she's showing a little gray up there, which is nothing wrong with having gray. I have gray hair myself, but I'm not in my early 40s either. She absolutely looked like she has been rode hard and put up wet. Ooh, Kitty is looking bad, bad, bad. These close-ups are not doing her any favors. And look at the chin hair. And when you have hair that long, I'm telling you, you could braid those. You could catch those up in a braid. Those chin hairs have been there for a while. That's all I'm saying. This squatty said, it looks like she applied her foundation with a trowel. It's so thick and heavy. It is. I think she's trying to cover up that scar on the side of her head. And boy, did she pile it on. She did. I'm telling you, she didn't use a trowel, but maybe she did. I wouldn't doubt it. This squatty said he cannot edit the ones that are sent to Getty. What he sends to the UK press is another matter. It is usually very photoshopped and edited. She actually looks worse than we thought, and rather than raise concerns, her fans are in the press and social media photoshopping her pictures instead. Where is the lie? And while they're photoshopping hers to look better, they are photoshopping Megan's to look worse. These people are so sick. They are sick. And this squatty had no sympathy for Kitty at all. Put this up and said, this is her true form. Demon be gone. I cannot with squatties. I cannot not pretend like they're doing an exorcist. Oh my God, squatties are a mess. And this the ranger came in trying to pretend like we as squatties are someone that they perceive as Megan is photoshopping Kate's picture to look like this. This is what they said. The real photo from Getty is on the left. The photo manipulated by Megan's burner account. Megan's burner account is on the right. These people are so sick in the mind. They really think that Megan has time to engage with their nonsense. I think they really think that they're going back and forth with Megan. They really feel that Megan is really paying them some kind of attention and cares what they say and what they do. I have saw this time and time again with these derangers. They really think that what they say and what they think should really matter to Megan. I mean, totally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And of course, a squatty had time that day and said this looks the same in both. Turning up the brightness on the left still did not help. Plus, this goes to show how unhinged you are to say that this is a Megan burner account, as if Megan got time. Yes, they are sick. They really, really think that Megan has time to engage with them. In their minds, they are more important than they really are. They are. And I love this picture. This particular squatter is saying clown without saying clown because this person is a clown. And not only is this person a clown, they are a troll as well, and possibly a bot because this particular squatty went and found this account. And look at this. This squatty said, whatever you say, wanker troll based in Qatar. Yes, this account is coming out of Qatar. It might be a bot farm. But if not, we all know Willie and them got friends in Qatar. Yeah, they do. And this troll came up under that post and said Getty is happily working with Megan positively. But Catherine shouldn't expect anything good from Getty. That's common knowledge, and everyone with eyes to see has been aware of it since the whole fuss over the simple Mother's Day photo of Catherine. Woke justice. Now, she gonna put woke And people who say this, it is so stupid to me. So you think being woke is a bad thing? The opposite of woke is sleep. Just wanted to put that out there. And boy, do all of the people who have a problem with people being woke, they are asleep. They really are. They're walking zombies. I mean, waiting for someone to put something in their heads and they believe whatever. These people are living on Fantasy Island with Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. They really feel that somehow Getty has some kind of vendetta against Kitty. No, they don't. They just post the pictures as they are, no editing, because they don't want to be accused of photoshopping. They are a news organization that records history. This is history. Getty is known for recording history in pictures, and you want them to Photoshop Kitty? I mean, why? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But we all know Kitty is looking horrible, and her lips, I'm telling you, she was struggling. And also, Squatties commented on this whole engagement that they did, having those small kids out in that weather. It was raining, it was cold, and those small kids was out there. They had bussed them in order to have someone behind the barrier poles. They have tried time and time again to do it organically and it's just not happening. So now they have started to buzz people in, especially children, getting children out of school in order for them to stand behind barriers in the rain is diabolical. It is cruel to me. This squatty right here posted about it. This is a repost, and the original post said this: take the time to play games and keep herself dry under her umbrella. Absolutely shocking behavior, and the parents are worse for allowing their kids to be used as PR tools. Where is the lie? Where is it? You think I would let my small child stand out in the rain, get soaking wet? Most of them didn't even have on rain boots, just their plain school shoes out there in the rain, waiting for them to come by, holding umbrellas, keeping themselves dry, and these kids are getting drenched. It's ridiculous. This squatty reposted that and said, this is the height of selfishness and tone deafness. Kate stands in the rain under a big umbrella while poor babies are getting drenched in the rain. Exactly. Exactly. And they find nothing wrong with it because they don't think that their subjects are worth anything except being a PR prop. And this squatty commented on it, and this is a repost. And the original post said Prince William and Kate Middleton bused children from their school, took them out of class to stand in the rain so they could have a crowd and take pictures. This is the royal family doing service. Where is the lie? What service is this serving? I don't know. What purpose is it serving? It makes no sense. And as you can see, some of the kids had started to have meltdowns because they were wet, they were cold, and who knows, they may even be hungry. But they made those kids stand out there. The squatty that reposted said, I never realized how fake walkabouts were until I learned that they bus kids and old folks into the area where the Royals is visiting. One of the last places Charles and Camilla visit where he was heckled also had the crowd bust in. This is truly next level propaganda and gaslighting. They make you think that people went out of their way to come out to see the Royals when the total opposite is true. And look at this. This is crazy. This parent or teacher should be arrested for child abuse. Having these small children out in the rain like this. It is crazy. If my child came home and told me they stood out in the rain to see these people, I would be pissed. I would. If they came home sick. It says on the other side of the road, the kids are not even wearing rain boots. Look how wet the feet of the little girl in the gray tights are. Yes, and they had that baby out there. It's ridiculous. And look at this one. This is the last one on this particular subject. But look at Kate. Kate is standing there looking into the camera, waiting for the money shot. This is why these kids were brought out there in this horrible, horrible weather, because Kitty and Willie wanted the money shot. This is what they think of their subjects. It says looking straight into the camera. Yes, Kate, the cameraman did catch that. Using other people's children for PR sick. By the way, that's a woman who will make you receive death threats by lying about you while you were pregnant. Talking about Megan, evil woman. And look at this woman with this small baby right here. The baby's hair is soaked, and she has this baby out there with no umbrella, and it's raining on the baby. I mean, craziness, craziness. It is ridiculous. This squatty said, rich in resources, poor in the soul. Raw life looks hard on you, Wadey. Yes, yes, yes. Life is not good for Wadey. She absolutely did everything. Ran the honey pot, sold her soul to the devil in order to be where she's at. And this is what she gets. I love it for her because she's a mean girl. And I'm going to put this up. We got this from the Daily Fail, and it's telling us that Beatrice and Eugenie will not be at Ascot this year. It says royal family bars Andrew's daughters from Ascot amid JE probe. The British royal family had excluded Beatrice and Princess Eugenie from Royal Ascot in June and other public events, sources says, as police investigate Prince Andrew's arrest on February 19, 2026 for allegedly sharing sensitive information with JE. The sisters mentioned in JE files for 2009 family visit to Florida face no criminal allegations but are distant to protect the monarchy's image. This follows palace discussion amidst calls to adjust the line of succession, with Prince William reportedly frustrated by delay, though no official statement confirms and then it cuts off. But yeah, always trying to pretend like he's trying to get something done. Well, he wasn't trying to get anything done when he was driving them to church and chit-chatting with him outside of the church and planning stories saying that he preferred him as a neighbor to Harry and Meghan. Yeah, nothing said about that. He was happy as a lark. But now that things have blown up, all of a sudden he's frustrated. We need to stop. It is boring at this point. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Them not going to Ascot. I just think they just want to appear like they're doing something, when in actuality they're doing nothing. We all know that Andrew is still Prince Andrew, and he's still in the line of succession, and he still has the lease on Royal Lodge. He does. So I don't get it. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but this is just pantomime. This is performative, I think. And I'm going to put this up. This is from Kelly Osbourne. Yes, she wants to get some kind of sympathy from people, and people are just not having it because the best of them passed away last year, and that was Ozzy. Ozzy was the only decent person in that family. The rest of them are like Sharon. They would do anything for attention. They remind me of the Kardashians. It's the same thing. Like I said, Ozzy was the only genuine, kind, good person in that family, and he's no longer with us. So, of course, they don't have anybody to ride off of. He is gone now, and all of a sudden, they want us to have some kind of sympathy. And her and Sharon pretty much made their own beds with their racism. Sharon on her show, and Kelly was on The View here in America. And that show, she said a very racist thing. She said, how can anybody be against immigrations and immigrants, because who in the world is going to clean your toilets? That's what she said. If you don't have immigrants, who's going to clean the toilets? And boy, that didn't go down well. She was out of there so fast. I don't even think she had a chance to get her pocketbook and her coat. They had her on the streets in lickety split time. And so was Sharon. Sharon wanted to argue about Megan and wanted also to take up for Piers Morgan abusing Megan. And then she got into it with a black woman and told that black woman, don't you dare cry. You remember that? Yes, like she was some kind of, I don't know, master of this woman saying, don't you dare cry. Don't you dare cry. Well, she started crying because they had her out of the studio. That was another one. They had her out of the studio before she could get her purse as well. Yeah, she had to grab her pocketbook and her coat on the fly. They had Sharon Osbourne on the streets of New York City before she even knew what had happened to her. After that little shenanigan she decided to pull. Well, these two now, since they have lost their goose that has laid the golden eggs all their lives, Ozzy, they want sympathy now. And this is what Kelly wrote. She said, there is a special kind of cruelty in harming someone who is clearly going through something. Kicking me while I'm down, doubting my pain, spreading my struggles as gossip, and turning your back when I need support and love the most. None of it proves strength. It only reveals a profound absence of compassion and character. I'm currently going through the hardest time in my life. I should not even have to defend myself, but I won't sit here and allow myself to be dehumanized in such a way. Mm. Isn't that ironic? She has the nerve to try to call people out on their cruel words. This is Kelly. Well, let's go down memory lane a little bit. At least the squatties, they said they had time today and they decided to take Kelly by the skull and start to drag her up and down these internet streets. Yeah, she got skull dragged under this post. And this particular squatty reminded her of what she said about Meghan and Harry and posted this Entertainment Tonight post that really repeated what she had said. It says, Kelly Osbourne isn't holding back when it comes to Prince Harry. I think Harry is a effing twat. He's a whining, complaining, woe is me. I am the only one who's ever had mental problems. My life was so hard. Everyone's effing life is hard. Yes, that's what Kelly had to say. Nobody asked her or anything. This is what she volunteered, because why would anybody ask Kelly Osbourne about anything? And the squatter that posted this said, yeah, Kelly Osbourne can kick rocks. If she can dish it out, she can take it. All you people saying we need to extend grace can kick rocks right along with her. Exactly. And this squatty posted her post and said this: just like you, your mother and your brother were bullying Megan when she was already going through HE double hockey sticks. For nearly 10 years, she has faced constant harassment, bullying, hate, and threats. Not once did you stop to think about what she was enduring. And then this squatty goes on and says, now you speak about cruelty and compassion, but where was that compassion when she needed it? Instead of showing kindness, you joined in with the hate. You offered her no grace, even though she did nothing to any of you. Megan has been threatened, harassed. Then she ended it with this post: and attacked every single day by the media, online trolls, and people like you and your family. So forgive me if I find your word hollow. I won't pretend to feel sympathy. I simply wish you the same energy you put out into the world. Exactly, exactly. But listen to these two. This squatty said, trust me to go into her DMs to whack her. And this other one said, I trust you. I applied to her IG story. Squatties have no sympathy, no empathy. They did this to us. I said this in my last podcast. We were the most sympathetic, empathetic, kind, very, very much wanting to take the high road. Yes, we are high road kind of people, and we did that for years. And then it got to the point where he realized we were wrestling with pigs and we were going to have to get a little dirty. And now they can't handle it. They cannot. Well, all I can say is don't start none, won't be none. When you stop, we stop. I'm just saying. And look what this squatty posted. It says, what happened to Kelly Osbourne? And this squatty posted it and said, hatred. That's what happened to her. And boy, it is eating her up. I'm telling you, the ancestors are coming through. Karma is doing her thing. She is, and I am loving it. All I can say is more, more, more. And I want to end with this, a beautiful picture of Megan laughing, because I hope when she thinks about all of this, what is happening and what they did to her, I know she's good hearted and she probably has some empathy for him, but I hope just a little part of her is taking some kind of enjoyment in this because they did her so wrong and she deserves that. She does. So I hope a small part of her is doing this. She's laughing about it all. This particular squatty said, it's been almost 10 years of hating one woman and she's still rising. While you invest in bitterness, she invests in growth. While you wish her downfall, she levels up again and again. At some point, you have to ask yourself, who's really losing here? Exactly. 10 years of the nonsense, 10 years of the BS. And Megan has beat them all. She has moved forward, continued to put one foot in front of the other one. And now karma has taken over. And all of them are getting their just desserts. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.